Good afternoon. Today is Friday, February 8th. I am Michael Carls, and class is back in session, brought to you by Coachella Sports and Entertainment Stadium Authority. I am here live at the lovely confines of Scott's house. You can tell by the giant Penn State flag out in front. Go Nittany Lions. Today we're going to be covering a lot of games on the slate from last night. We also have some great interviews lined up later, so stay tuned for that. But let's definitely go ahead and take a look at Thursday's scores. We're going to start with boys soccer. Division III, La Quinta beats Desert Mirage 3-1, so the Blackhawks will be moving on to the next round. Division 4. Ooh, yes, this is what we like to see for soccer. So Canyon and Cathedral City did end up going 0-0 through the allotted time and overtime. And in shootouts, Canyon did edge them out 4-2. So we did get to see a winner for soccer. See, that's that good stuff right there. Playoff soccer brings a winner out of each game no matter what. Division 5, Desert Hot Springs takes care of Palm Springs 3-2. Big win for Desert Hot Springs there, taking on a crosstown rival. Division 5, Coachella Valley beats Gary 4-3, and the Arabs will be moving on to the next round of Division 5, looking to possibly play Desert Hot Springs. Division 6, Rancho Mirage beats Pomona 3-1. So boys soccer doing a great job. Just a couple of slip-ups there, but boys soccer is looking good in the playoffs so far. And we have some girls shooty hoops, some basketball here. 3A score, La Quinta beats El Toro 45-38. 4A basketball, Xavier Prep takes care of St. Pius 55-43. 4-2A. This was a tough one for our Valley girls in the 4-2A. Lucerna beats Rancho Mirage 77-60. Maranatha beats Coachella Valley 69-27. And Compton squeaks by Palm Desert 48-44. So that tough 4-2A girls basketball division right there takes care of some of our girls, and an incredible season, especially for the Aztecs there winning DEL. Boys basketball, we have one score from last night. Palm Springs played a little shaky but ended up taking care of business, beating Heritage in a 3A matchup 65-56. Some girls water polo. Division 4, La Quinta just torches Bonita 17-2. I have no idea if these girls are ever going to lose again. Unbelievable scores we're seeing from them. Division 6, Jurupa Valley beats Palm Springs 10-2. And so we only have one team left in girls water polo from the Valley. So let's cheer on the La Quinta Blackhawks. We are going to we have some great interviews lined up. We were able to go out to Palm Desert High School and speak with the baseball program. We spoke with legendary head coach Daryl Salazar. Let's talk baseball terms. Manager Daryl Salazar. And we also talked to Emiliano Torres, third baseman for Palm Desert, shortstop Jordan Sprinkle, and catcher Max Shore. So we will definitely be taking a look at those. And we do have some segments to get you ready for the baseball season. So we are going to take a quick break right now. And then when we come back, we will be looking at those, plus scores and some games for the weekend. This is Clahs. And we are back in class. I am Michael Carls, brought to you by Coachella Sports and Entertainment Stadium Authority. Let's take a look at some games on the slate for this evening. We have a bunch of boys basketball matchups tonight, some girls soccer stuff. So let's take a look at boys basketball for this evening. All these games are set to be at 7 p.m. So if you want to go ahead and check out some of the local games, don't be afraid to. There's going to be some good basketball being played tonight. I know definitely I will be at the 4-2A matchup, Hemet at Shadow Hills. I will be at that game this evening, checking out the Knights and seeing if they can continue on their winning streak that they're on and continue to light up the scoreboard. Other 4-2A matchup, Indio is at home against Dana Hills, and as we know, the Indio Rajas are on a bit of a tear this entire year for their basketball team, looking to continue and possibly see a DEL-DVL matchup in the future. For single A, we have Desert Hot Springs traveling to Calvary Baptist. So we can see the Desert Hot Springs high school basketball team. Hopefully they can get a win from Calvary Baptist. 3A, we have Rancho Mirage traveling to Covina. So the Rattlers will be looking to continue their season once they got in on an at-large bid. Bit of a controversial at-large bid entry, but hey, you make it to the playoffs. All of those don't matter. And the other 3 single A matchup tonight is Redlands being hosted by Palm Desert, and the Aztecs are looking to continue their season also. For girls soccer for this evening, we have Division 4. Palm Desert is traveling to Cerritos. That game is at 3 p.m. Division 5, we have Cathedral City at Westridge, and they will be playing at Occidental College. Division 5, Wilson will be coming to Coachella Valley, and the girls are looking to get a win from them. Division 7, Desert Mirage is traveling to Capistrano Valley, and that game will be playing at the Vista Hermosa Sports Complex. And the final game this evening, Division 7, Santa Clara is coming to Desert Hot Springs, and that game is also at 3 p.m. We do have some Saturday games actually for girls and boys soccer. Let's take a look at those for the weekend. Girls basketball 3A, La Quinta is traveling to Diamond Ranch. 3-2A, Murrieta Mesa is being hosted by Cathedral City. And for single A, Santa Fe is hosting Xavier Prep, and all 3 of those games will be at 7 p.m. And finally, for Saturday games, boys soccer for the playoffs, Division 3, La Habra is coming to La Quinta. Division 5, Desert Hot Springs is hosting Tahquitz. Also Division 5, Nogales is at Coachella Valley. And finally, Division 6, Rancho Mirage is at Azusa. And all of those games will either be at 3. The Desert Hot Springs game is at 2. And the Rancho Mirage game at Azusa, that will be at San Dimas High School, will be at 4. And there is actually one more. Girls water polo, Division 4. Yes, La Quinta is traveling to Westlake in Thousand Oaks to take on their next matchup of the playoffs. And that game will be at 4 p.m. And so now we are going to shift over to some spring action. We've been talking a lot of baseball. We do have a couple of interviews lined up. I do want to, in a few of those interviews, we did talk about some baseball terms, and just to give you guys some tips on some of those baseball terms, just so you're not in the dark, and so that you can understand some of the lingo. And here are some 3 easy ones that everyone should know. The first one is called batting average, and that is for the player that is hitting the ball, obviously, and it's the average of times that they record a hit and get on base safely with that hit. Okay, so an example would be out of 10 at-bats, if a player gets 3 hits, 3 out of 10, they're batting 300. They have a 300 batting average. So when we talk about average, I think that the hardest thing in all of sports to do is hit a baseball, because you have to hit a round ball with a round bat and you have to hit it square. Makes no sense, right? And it's the only sport where a 300 hitter, a 300 hitter is an all-star / Hall of Famer. A 400 hitter, there's only been one since 1941 in the major leagues. So that'll tell you how difficult it is to average at least 4 out of 10 hits every at-bat. Also to keep in mind for batting average, if a player is walked, so they do not get out, they don't get a hit, but they do get on base safely without hitting the ball, that is not counted towards batting average, and it actually doesn't even count as a plate appearance. That would be something that falls into on-base percentage, and we will go over that at a later date. That's a whole nother ball of wax. Next, I want to go over for pitchers is called ERA. It's called the earned run average. Okay, so that means when a pitcher is on the mound and he gives up consecutive hits to where a runner scores, that run is counted towards his earned run average. Now, an example where a run can score and it doesn't count towards an earned run average would be if a player reaches base safely on an error and then ends up coming around to score. That does not count towards the pitcher's earned run average because he did not earn that run. That run was awarded via an error. Okay, so that is for pitchers and their earned run average. Earned run averages, 3 is not bad, 2 is elite, 1 is psychotic, so 3.5 is a pretty good earned run average for somebody that plays in a lot of games or has to see a lot of batters that are in scoring position. Other thing for earned run average, okay, when you have a pitcher that's in the game and they gave up hits to get runners on base, if that pitcher is taken out of the game and a new pitcher is put in, the previous pitcher is still responsible for those runners on base. So if they end up coming around to score, those earned runs go towards the previous pitcher's earned run average. Baseball is unbelievable when it's the statistics and numbers and all the different terminology for it. There's nothing quite like it when it comes to baseball, and that's what makes baseball so much fun, is because you can't fake it. You can't fake the numbers. You either can hit a fastball or not. You can either hit a curveball or you can't. You can either throw a slider or you can't. You can either throw a backdoor cutter or you can't, right? So it's all these things for baseball that make it so difficult, and it makes it so fun to play and watch, even though I would say people think pace of play is too slow and it's boring and this, that. It's really not if you really understand what's going on. The last one I want to go over for hitters is an RBI, and that is runs batted in. So we talked about those earned runs going towards the pitcher, and now we want to talk about how those runs go towards the hitter. Okay, so an example would be if if the batter gets a hit and a runner comes in to score, that would be that hitter's run batted in. So that would be his RBI. Most elite players that get a bunch of RBIs are around the 80 to 100 and something mark. Most guys that are in the top of the order aren't guys that are meant to record runs batted in, but they are there to score runs, right? So they're the ones that are going to be scoring. The other hitters are the ones responsible to get them in. And that's just a little brief thing about baseball, and some tips and stats that you should know, and some words that you should know when they're brought up, because I know baseball guys love to use their different analogies for them, and they like to shorten them and abbreviate them. You have the ERA, you have WHIP, you have WAR, you have OPS, you have all of these different names. So to break it down, it makes it that much easier for you. And so we are going to get into our interviews for this episode, and we interviewed a few guys from the Palm Desert baseball team. Like I said, one thing I don't think people realize, and I need to...
Yeah, that's right, bro. I got the refrigerator with the filtered water and
I love it. Crisp. It's like, it's Brita-esque almost. I love it. Excellent water. Scott's got the water. So for the Palm Desert baseball team, I don't think people realize how unbelievable that program is. To be in Division I baseball, okay, we're talking the elite of the elite when it comes to high school baseball in California. Number one, to me, Southern California baseball is one of the, if not the best in all of the country when it comes to high school baseball. The guys that come out of there are ridiculously good. I know we have a few guys from the Valley that have actually played or are in the major leagues right now. And it's just unbelievable to be around these guys and to see them. And Coach Salazar over there at Palm Desert, I mean, racking up the wins after wins after wins, and going from Division 4 to Division 3, then Division 2, now to be in Division 1. To be in Division 1, you have to be in the top 40 teams in the entire Southern California area, right? So out of those teams, they are the elite of the elite. And once you hit that 41, then it's just a drop off to Division 2 and 3 and 4. So understand, when we look at the DEL, and we have, let's take a look real quick. We have Palm Desert right there on top, Division 1, and then the next closest would be Shadow Hills at 3. So Division 1 has the 40 best. Division 2 then has 41 through 140. Okay, so now we're getting into 140 to 200 plus. Now we're at 200 plus, and that's now finally Division 3. Okay, so understand that when you go to watch a Palm Desert baseball game, you're basically watching college baseball, and it's these guys that being around them, it's so fun, and they have such a great attitude, and they take on the persona of that historic program, and they live through the past and into the future when it comes to Palm Desert baseball. And so I'm going to give you the order of the guys that we are going to see for these interviews. First, we do have legendary coach Daryl Salazar. I mean, you look at all of those banners that he's had out there, 30-plus years at Palm Desert is incredible. Next, we have third baseman Emiliano Torres. Great guy, great flow. You'll see it in the video. Third, we have Jordan Sprinkle, a sophomore when you watch his interview. Max Shore, the catcher for Palm Desert. What a great kid. Very open and fluent speaker. Loves the game of baseball, loves talking, and is a firecracker for that Palm Desert baseball team. What a great guy. These kids really epitomize what it means to be a student athlete and a Valley baseball player, and it's so fun to watch these guys work, and they take on the persona of the entire team and their coach and all of the history that goes along with that program. And I'm really going to enjoy watching these guys play this year. And so we are going to kick it over to those interviews right now. Cool. I am here with head coach of the Palm Desert Aztecs baseball team, Daryl Salazar. Daryl, thank you so much for having us here. Just by being on the field right now, you can see all of the historic accolades from this historic Palm Desert baseball program. A few questions I wanted to ask you about that. How did you start this program, and what is a philosophy that you guys live by?
Okay, yeah, I came over from Indio High School when we opened Palm Desert about 31 years ago,
Wow.
32 years ago when we opened it up. And I was very fortunate to have a principal who was very supportive, and from the get-go, we were pretty good from the get-go. From our first graduating class, we had 6 kids that either got drafted or had a chance to play professionally.
Oh, wow. And I've noticed one of the mantras that I see on a lot of your banners over here is the one team, one fight. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's just we feel that everybody on the team has equal status. That doesn't matter if you're a starter or you're on the bench. If we win a CIF championship, you win a CIF championship. And we try to create that culture not only with our varsity guys, but go all the way down to our freshmen so they know that they're part of something special.
Absolutely, and there's always everybody has their role on a team, especially on championship runs.
Yeah.
And I know you guys been on quite a few and doing it in different divisions, moving from Division 4 and then being runner-ups in Division 3 and Division 2, now being Division 1. How do you keep your guys motivated, and how do you keep them keeping their eye on the prize and not worrying about the competition that they're playing?
Yeah, we play against the best teams in Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona. We put them in a situation where when we go to the CIF finals, we can say we're not playing against a team that any better than the teams we've already played. Mm-hmm. So we try to give them confidence and get them feeling very secure with the speed of the game of better competition.
Now, playing in those different divisions, can you tell that there is a difference in competition?
Now you can, okay, especially now because CIF has gone with the competitive equity model for playoffs. Before, there were always really good teams in all the divisions, because you went as a league.
Right.
So we played Bishop Vermont in Division 4, we played Redondo Beach in Division 4 or 3, and now they rank everybody in the division from 1 to like 460. Mm-hmm. So the top 40 ranked teams in Southern California are in Division 1.
Right.
And then then they go down about 80 more, then they go down about 100 more, and it keeps getting bigger as they go down to lower divisions. So when you're in Division 1, you're playing the cream of the crop, and you can tell.
And so when you obviously, to get into those types of rankings, you have to compete against those top teams, right? And so I'm sure there's a lot of competition in terms of your players and competing against other guys too, because now with this day and age, it's all about the what school can I get recruited from, and this showcase and that. So does it help that these guys see other players at different competitions?
Oh yeah, it definitely helps. Like, we played Mater Dei, we played Bishop Vermont, we played J. Sarah, and we've beaten them. Mm-hmm. We don't dominate them, but we've beaten them, and so they see all these kids, and they know they put their pants on the same way as they do.
Exactly.
So when we come and play against them, they're not intimidated, and it also helps them be seen when we go into Orange County all the time, or they love coming out here because of our weather early in the season. So
right.
So they're seen by other colleges, and when I recommend a kid to, let's say we have 3 Division 1 commits already. We'll probably have a couple more. When I say that these guys hit 380. They hit 380 against very good competition. Right. So the colleges understand that we're not playing some of the smaller local schools. That's off of legit competition.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, and that's being able. Baseball especially is basically about numbers and what your batting average is, your OPS, on base, all of that stuff. And so having those guys understand that's huge for your program. I have to ask, what makes baseball so special?
I think baseball, we go to I'm on the advisory committee, so we go in there and we rank all the schools, and then we go in there right before the playoffs to do it. And the commissioner says baseball is the hardest sport to win a CIF championship, mm-hmm. because there's so many variables. The guy on the mound, the weather that day. If your pitcher throws too many pitches, and you have to get him out, so you have to go to your number 2 or number 3 pitcher. So it's a very hard thing to do, and that's why we're very, we feel very honored to be able to create all those championships and things like that.
Right. Well, especially, and that goes back to the one team and everybody knowing their role and being able to step up in those type of situations. I have a question for you. If a gentleman hits a home run on our team, is he allowed to trot the bases, or does he have to sprint them?
We want to do it right. Okay, we don't sprint them. We're right in the middle. You have a good home run trot, but you're not going too slow. You're not going too fast.
Right. I say that because I have a friend that played at Lewis and Clark,
yeah.
and very successful baseball program up there. And the coach is no nonsense. You hit a home run, you're sprinting around the bases. So it's interesting to see different philosophies about that. Being a part of the Valley for so long, do you think that in terms of all high school sports that the Valley can compete at the highest level?
I think so now. I think it just, At first, I was here when there was just Indio, Palm Springs, Coachella. And I was coaching in Indio then. And when they started splitting us up into smaller groups, I thought it would dilute our talent. But what it's done is created more opportunity.
Right.
And we have more kids. And they are working harder. They get a chance to play against more and better competition. So I think it's helped us.
And just one final thing, just to ask you, what are your thoughts on the season, and what can we expect from these Aztecs?
Okay, I think this could be the best defensive team I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
We don't have the power hitters that we normally have. We don't have the power arms. Usually we have, two guys, touching 90, hitting 90, maybe even more than that. Sometimes we have kids hitting 94. We don't have that guy this year, but we have some pitchers that are control pitchers. They attack the strike zone, and they can throw their second and third pitches for strikes, so we can pitch backwards. And so far during the winter, they've been very successful doing that.
That's awesome. And you did say that you had a few commits already on your team, and that's huge to have that senior leadership. What's one guy that we should be looking out for?
Jordan Sprinkle, our shortstop. He's been on the team for 4 years, 3-year starter. He's really worked hard to improve his game. He's a senior that we expect big things from. And then we have a sophomore, Max Shore, who's committed to University of San Diego. He's ranked 6th in the state at his position right now, so
wow.
He's a stud. And we have Emiliano Torres. He's committed to USC. He's junior. Slick fielding third baseman, and he's also our ace pitcher.
That's amazing, and I'm excited to be able to watch Palm Desert baseball. I went to Palm Springs, so I didn't really always enjoy watching Palm Desert baseball, but now I get to. And yeah. Coach, thank you so much for having us here, and can't wait for the season.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am here with Emiliano Torres, third baseman and pitcher for the Palm Desert Aztecs baseball program. And first question, we were already talking about third base. Dude, third base is tough. What makes you like third base so much?
I like not having time to think about stuff. I like the ball getting to me right away. It's a lot easier for me like that.
Yeah, well, it being quote-unquote the hot corner, right? You're pretty much the closest person to the batter, basically. Being a third baseman, how does that help you in terms of being in the infield and communicating with the other guys on the team?
Well, obviously, you don't, like, when you're playing third base, you have to communicate with everyone because you got an angle at the whole game. You know what I mean? So as you have a catcher also and pitcher, they're in the center of a game. They get a certain angle. So you got to read different things, and you have to tell people you see if they're fast or not.
Right.
Yeah, you get a different reaction of the game, different speeds.
Right.
Better like that.
Being now that baseball, I see a whole bunch of the guys shifting a lot and stuff. Do you guys do that a lot?
Yeah, we actually seem to do that a lot, especially in our league, DEL. So we have guys who usually throw harder, guys late on the ball, so we have our infield shifting a lot. Yeah, we use that a lot.
Where's the not craziest that you've shifted, but from being a third baseman, how far away have you shifted, like from playing behind second or being at short or being on the other side of second base?
The craziest I've gone was last year. I was over there playing shortstop basically with the whole side open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's as much as I've gone.
That's crazy. Has anybody ever tried to, like, bunt out of that shift or, like, try to beat that shift by trying to hit it the other way?
Yeah, you obviously get those guys who think they could outrun, but you obviously, as a player, you know exactly where you can play and what like distance you can get from as far from your position. So, yeah, you get guys who try to do that, but usually doesn't work.
Coach Salazar was talking about you guys being one of his best defensive teams he's had. Being a defender out there, does it help knowing what pitch is coming from your pitcher?
Okay, yeah, it definitely helps because that way, as you were speaking about the shifts, so obviously you're going to have to move around with different pitchers and different pitches as you know what's coming. So, yeah, it's definitely an advantage to know what's coming, your direction, if it's going to be a slow roller, if it's going to be an inside fastball.
Right.
Yeah, so it's definitely an advantage to the defense.
Last question for you. Did you make your bed today?
I didn't.
Why?
I didn't. Okay, so look, I have a sheet underneath, and then I have another one I cover myself up with.
Okay.
So I usually do that like once a week. After I wash it.
Well, did you at least fold it?
I did it.
That starts the day.
I woke
Come
up late.
on. All right,
I woke
fair
up
enough.
late, yeah.
All right, no more waking up late then. All right, let's
no
make
more.
our bed.
Yeah.
All right, Emilio, thank you so much. Good luck on the season, and thank you.
Thank you as well.
I am here with shortstop Jordan Sprinkle. Jordan is a senior on the Palm Desert baseball team, one of the leaders. Jordan, first question of the day. Did you make your bed this morning?
Yes, of course.
Duh, right? That's the way you start the day, right? I love that. Good answer, my man. All right, we're already off to a good start. I love it. Second question for you. Any expectations for you for this baseball season?
No, not in particular. Obviously, you come out and play hard every game. That's an expectation for sure. And just to, compete against the teams in the DEL and do well in CIF. Those would be the only expectations, I'd say.
Good team guy, right? We're looking for team wins. Playing in Division I in the highest in CIF baseball, how exciting is that for you?
Oh, it's great. Knowing that you're playing against the highest level of competition in high school is good, and just to prepare and get ready for that in the DEL and then to move on to CIF is something that we're excited for. We're looking forward to do better than last year, get out of the first round, and hopefully make it to the championship.
Right, make it to the big dance. Where do you like to bat best in the lineup?
First.
Lead off, getting on base. Do you take a lot of pitches, or do you just try to get on base any way you can?
I love looking for that first pitch. Usually I get that first pitch fastball and swing, but see some pitches, let my teammates see some pitches, but yeah.
Just any way you can help the team. I like it. My final question for you is, what's your favorite subject here at Palm Desert? Besides baseball and lunch.
I like psychology.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's super interesting. And the teacher that I have is really great, so it's good to learn stuff in that class, and so.
That's awesome. Jordan, I appreciate you being here with me. Good luck on the season, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I am here with catcher Max Shore. Max is a sophomore on the Palm Desert baseball program. Max, what's it like being behind the dish?
It's awesome just because I got guys in the field that can make the plays, and, we're really competing this year. I played some tough teams out in fall ball. Played a Vegas tournament and a J. Sarah tournament that was pretty tough, but we were competing really well, and the team looks really good, so it's cool having confidence in my guys to make the plays, and Jordan's over there sticking the tags at second base, so it's looking pretty well for us this year.
Awesome. Being the catcher for this baseball team, and you have to handle different pitchers that are on the mound, what do you normally do to tell a guy to calm down or just to relax?
So for me personally, I'm a really big vocal guy. I like to lead the field, and I think communication is the best part. So, if a guy's struggling with his stuff, I'll call time. I'll go out and talk to him. Just, tell him to be calm, make a pitch. We always say, win the pitch. So it's not about the batter. It's not about the inning. It's about the pitch that you're going to pitch right now. So, I'll call time and I'll just go talk to him dude, trust your stuff. You got it. Just don't make it bigger than it has to be. So we're always talking about winning the pitch. You're winning what's in front of you.
That's huge, not looking ahead or not looking at the entire thing, but going pitch by pitch and making sure that you're doing your job in that aspect. Second thing about being a catcher, what's your favorite first and third play?
I gotta say, throwing through is my favorite play, just because I get to cut it loose.
Right, let the arm rip.
Yeah, let it eat. So that's probably my favorite play. We get pretty extensive with the plays, so you got to know all of them. But when Coach Salazar tells me to cut it loose, that's it's a good feeling in the back of my head.
For your team and for this program, do you guys think you can be successful this year?
Absolutely, 100%. We lost a couple guys last year, a couple really crucial players that helped us play and produce last year, but. A lot of guys have stepped up from JV this year. Jacob Mejia, Joseph Jimenez, really big. And I feel like, with those guys batting and even in the field, we're making up for the players that we lost last year. And it's going to be a fun ride this year with my boys. I'm excited for what's to come. And, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this year. We start on Saturday, so it should be a good one.
That's awesome. One final question. Do you wash your apples?
I always wash my apples. Yes, sir.
Fair assessment.
Can't be dirty like that, man.
I like it. And I am here with Max. And Max, good luck on the season.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on.
And a big thank you to Coach Salazar and the entire Palm Desert baseball program. Just being around those guys for 5 minutes makes you want to cheer for them, and they're just so loose, having fun. But when practice started, they still were able to have a good time, but it was down to business. They were taking care of business and policing themselves when it came to doing the drills and making sure that everything was done properly. Coach Salazar has that fine-tuned to where these players know they have to get dialed in when they're in between those lines. And so moving to some games actually for this Saturday for baseball. We will see the Palm Desert team in action. They will be at home at 11 a.m. They will be taking on Vista Murrieta. Also in the Valley, we have Indio will be taking on Rancho Mirage. That game is also at 11 a.m. Both non-conference games, stuff to open up the season. La Quinta is going to be in a tournament this weekend. They are traveling to Citrus Valley. Their first game starts at 10 a.m. And Palm Springs is also traveling. They have a game that is at 10 a.m. also at Golden Valley. And so as the baseball season kicks off, I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, Palm Desert, they just added a new fan in me, so I will be making sure that I'm going to be as many games as I can. And I'm excited to see how the DEL shakes up and see if any of our other DEL teams can get a scratch on that Division I Palm Desert baseball program. And that is going to do it for this edition of Class and the second week in the books. I am Michael Carls. We are brought to you by CSESA, and class is dismissed.